All right, all right. Hi. We are starting. Thank you so much for waiting. Happy days, happy single days. I'm very excited to be here today with you for the second day of the conference. And yesterday we talked all about how to be happy. Um, how to be happy after the breakup when it comes to dealing with your limitations that you have in your head. Hi, oh, well, more people are joining. And today we are talking about a bit different topic, but generally we are still on the topic of making sure that you know as many techniques and you have as much personalized plans um, to feel comfortable when being single after the breakup, because it's inevitable, right? And it's not easy. It's never easy to be single after the breakup, even though you are the one that initiated the breakup. Yeah, that was my story, and it's hard anyway because everything changes. A lot of things changes. It is a big change in our life. We have to admit that it's such a big change. So today I will be talking and will be aiming that you, after day two of this conference, would start feeling fulfilled um, all on your own. That you would need no ex, to feel good. That you would not need to stalk your ex on social media or something. That you would not need no random guys or girls giving attention to you so that you would feel good. So that you would need no friends for you to call so that you would feel comfortable. These all things, they're fine, at least some of them. But generally speaking, today's goal is to make sure that you on your own are feeling fulfilled. So really stay till the end. This is going to be so useful. And what I find it very interesting is that whenever I present this technique, this approach, this content to my friends, and from friends I have the best feedback. They after some time they keep on coming to me and saying, Gintare, I told this technique to my other friend because she or he don't feel comfortable being on their own. And yeah, this is very good technique that we will do together today. Now, I really want to start with my story, which is all about my breakup in 2019. And as I mentioned in day one, my story is that I wanted to break up. I was sure about it. It was thought through. It was not easy. It was a good guy. It was nothing about him being bad or toxic or whatever. It was more like differences in what we want from life and who we are in life, and there was not that much of alignment, pretty much talking. So I was the one that initiated the breakup. I was okay with that, and after the breakup, you might think that you should be okay, you should feel happy because you wanted to break up, and now you're single, that's what you wanted, you're not with that person anymore. But that's not true. Me personally, I was with that guy for 3 years, and for 3 years we were living together too. But when we broke up, everything changed for me. Not everything, but a lot of things changed for me. Actually, when I look and try to remember my life then, I understand from today's point that actually only the job was the only one constant that stayed the same. Everything else changed. I lost certainty that there is a man, a person who's supposed to love me, that there is a person who's supposed to be by my side, whom I could present as my second half. No certainty. I had no certainty about that. And what I understood even during the relationship, that I'm so dependent on being in a relationship with someone just because I would be certain that there is someone who needs me at least, or and the one whom I should be needed. So vice versa. That's just what I want to say. I was really attached to being in any relationship pretty much, and I feel like this relationship, 2019 breakup relationship, was the one. Regardless, I felt very, very difficult because I had no certainty that there is someone by my side. Yeah, of course, there are parents, but parents are a little bit different, isn't it? Parents love you by default, usually. Not always, but usually. And You want that person to be by your side. So, no certainty. Now, after the breakup, what I also understood is that I have no constant person to talk to, and I am this person who expresses thoughts and understands what and I understand what I think when I am talking out loud. Of course, later on it changed into the habit of writing, but generally speaking, if I sit on my own, yeah, I have different thoughts, da, 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 but to have clarity of what I actually think, what is the issue, da, 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 it's it's all right. It's a little bit better. For me, it's very difficult. So I lost very big part of having a person with whom I could talk. Now, another thing is that I lost financial stability. And this really changed because at that time I was actually my salary was I was in a non-governmental organization, which usually is focusing not on profit. So I was really committed for the vision of that organization. That's why I stayed. I knew what's my salary, but generally speaking, it was obsessively low. It was hilarious. I was getting like 250 euros or 200, while my utilities were like 100 or 150. I mean, and it was more than full-time job for me even. So it was just crazy for me. It was very beneficial and comfortable to be in a relationship for the financial matters, because the guy was working a normal job and paying for the utilities. And this was a challenge. This changed, and it was a big problem for me, to be honest. Now, I also lost the variety in life in terms of we had this hobby together to go to different trails in our country, in forests, maybe I would say so. And for me alone, it's not comfortable to walk in forests as a woman. But generally, I lost this variety, of seeing new places. I also lost variety because we were having quite some conflicts, and it was interesting for me. It was always new discussions, new ideas. They never ended well. Regardless, it was fulfilling my need for variety, And what also was difficult for me is that I lost a person with whom I could take care, for whom I could cook, for whom I could show love, care, and support. And also, one thing, what is really important for me, because I have quite some self esteem issues, for me, it's very important to show that I'm better and to have a proof that I'm better. And my past relationship was awesome in that way that I was pretty much better from that guy from lots of perspectives. Meaning, I don't know, more friends, more experiences, more. I've been to more countries. My education level was higher. I was growing more. I was winning conflict. So I had a lot of feeling that I am better than someone. And when we broke up, it was lost. So generally, what I'm telling here, my perspective is that there are so many things that we feel differently about the breakup, and I want to categorize them in a bit more understandable manner. So there will be six categories that I will present for you, which are generally the needs of people by default. It's not Maslow's pyramid of needs of human. It's something based on better research and more experiments. Regardless, I love these categories, and they are called six human needs. And I want to give the most common changes when it comes to uh, when it comes to what changes after the breakup. Why do we feel different after the breakup? Why everything is such a sudden change? And when we look, when very, very, very soon, you will understand that it is so normal to feel differently after the breakup. So, first of all, we as human beings have a need of certainty, constant, that everything is the same. And usually when the breakup happens, we end up losing, first of all, a person that is always next by our side. So very big part of certainty is lost because we spend a lot of time together with that person, lots of thoughts, matters, interests are with that person. And when this is lost, we lose big part of being certain about something, and that something is having a person next to us. Now, there's also big change and big loss in routines, because we adapt, and usually, especially if we're living together, we adapt and have these routines, such as when we wake up, when we go to shower, when we go to shop, when we go to put petrol, when we cook, when we go to cinemas, when we have conflicts. So there are specific routines that we are having with our ex loved one, and when we break up, it changes. There's big change in that. And of course, there is big certainty in terms of finances, social needs like communication, romance, sexual needs, and so on. Big part of certainty is being lost. That's why we feel so stressful, because this is according to Maslow's pyramid. Even this certainty, safety is one of the biggest needs we have in life as human beings. And this losing this certainty from love's perspective, it's very difficult, it's very challenging, and big change. And this is how it is, and this is normal, not comfortable, but normal. Now, second need of after the breakup is second need of the human need is actually variety. So yes, we are interesting human beings because we need certainty, and then we need, on the contrary, uncertainty, variety, right? But that's how it is. That's who we are. And when it comes to relationship, we could think through that. Actually, experiences together, we have a lot of experiences together with our partner, usually, as well as we have lots of discussions, conflicts, normal discussions. You get new information from your partner as well. I don't know what he or she did at the job, and so on and so on. But generally, experiences are discussions are big two chunks when it comes to what the relationship gives to us from variety perspective. Now, third human need, significance. And significance can be perceived very differently, but generally, there will be always one type of people who are dominating the relationship, usually. So when the relationship is over, they don't have over whom to dominate, and for these kind of people, this significant feeling of significance is very big issue. I was actually one of them. And yeah, so it can be about winning conflicts, competing, regulating home rules, relationship rules, and so on. Now, fourth human need is connection. I guess this is pretty obvious. Our partner is usually the one that we communicate the most. And it's not only about communicating or being together, spending time together, but it's also in terms of when I say connection, I mean also this is the person that usually knows us very well, maybe even the best. Yeah. And we know other person also to the very high level. So this is also a connection, knowing about other person. Now, fifth and sixth human needs, they are very interesting, but they are crucial. But I think society is still neglecting that this is a big need for us as human needs, and we will talk about that soon. And just a disclaimer here, I'm talking here about what we usually lose when we experience breakup when it comes to these human needs. But the two ones that I will say next, some people don't have this in relationship. Some do, some don't. So just be aware, right? When it comes to evaluating your own experience. Now, fifth human need is actually need for growth. Um, Me personally, not me personally, what is usually happening in the relationship that people are getting when it comes to growth. So number one is learning about other person, learning how to communicate, learning about yourself, even challenging yourself, your ego, right, adjusting what you want, when you do things, and so on. So this kind of growth usually comes from the relationship. Or it also can be, some relationships have kind of mentorship. um, Not all of them, but this is one of the things to consider for you, because analyzing these, they are very useful for you. You will see soon why. Now, the last human need is contribution. Um, Contribution means is kind of like, I want that you would imagine that it's like a alternative of making something good, making some kind of impact. So when we are in a partnership, a lot of times we are getting support, and we are supporting someone, encouraging, inspiring, helping to develop, helping to understand things. So um, can be other things, but generally these are the main examples when it comes to understanding what changes from human needs perspective after the breakup. And now let me share these needs actually, so that you would be able to work on them a little. All right. Right. So these are six human needs: certainty, variety, significance, connection, growth, and contribution that we talked. And yeah, as I mentioned before telling you, I hope now you realize how many of these things generally changes after the breakup. And what I want you to understand, that it's so normal and so common that everything changes. But what is important here is to understand that there is a change and do something about it. And this is one of the best techniques to fix your environment, fix your needs, rethink your needs, so that you would feel 100% fulfilled. But because you cannot depend that your needs would be fulfilled by someone else. You need to make sure that you are the one that fulfills the human needs. Now, what I want you to do is stop the video for a moment, for until you will complete the task. And I want that you, when looking into the slide, so that you would evaluate your current state when it comes to human needs. So, for example, certainty, let's say, just shoot what you feel, right? Certainty, let's say 10 out of 10. Significance, 1 out of 10. Growth, 10 out of 10. Doesn't, like, it really depends, but evaluate what is your current state of human needs. Now, two important notes actually here. As I mentioned before, growth and contribution are these needs that are undervalued after in our society. Therefore, your partner might not have been fulfilling any of these two needs, because, like, society requires us to have friends and to find husbands and wives, right? This is the connection need. Now, society requires that we would have a house, car, and a job, right? So society requires us to fulfill certainty need. Now, society also requires that we would travel a little bit, maybe read some kind of books or some kind of TV series, something. This is the need for variety. And then our society also requires that you would, I don't know, get better at your career, go to university, which is kind of significance need. Now, when it comes to growth and contribution, not a lot of societies are requiring to you for you to make good things every day, to make impact, to help someone, to develop. People are even sometimes so skeptical about motivational speakers and so on, even though, like, whatever. But what I want to say is that growth and contribution, they're very often overlooked in society. And even though your partner, if your partner did not fulfill these two needs, I want that you would still evaluate this need, how you feel now, and later on plan how you can fulfill it. um, Now, another point, before going into evaluation, what I want you to kind of cross check with yourself, filter with yourself. Not all the needs are being fulfilled by the partner. Life consists not only from love relationships, right? There's your friends, there's your work, there is you, there's your leisure time, there's your interests, there's so many other things, right? So it's not only about your love partnership, it's just a big part of our life. That's why we still experience quite big of a change when we break up, but it doesn't consist only of that. So when you will be evaluating, try to not focus only on, okay, so how I was certain in my relationship and how I'm certain now without the relationship. Don't ask such question. Ask a question: how much do I feel the need of the certainty now? If it's good, it's 10. If I don't feel that it's 10 out of 10, just shoot a different number, right? So what I want to tell is that evaluate your life as a whole now at the current moment, instead of focusing only of the love relationship. So I'm giving you a few moments here. Stop the video if you need, because live will still continue, and we will carry on. All right. I hope I can move on. Now, what we will do is, as an another step, what is important to think about is, okay, so let's say I feel in one area 8 out of 10. What else can I do to be 10 out of 10? Because that is how your fulfillment will come from getting 10 out of 10 in all six human needs. Is it possible to do that 100%? I'm not really sure. Most probably no. There is no such thing as 100% in everything, as a perfection. But what you have to do is push yourself for it, plan yourself for it, right? Because if you will change and if you will leave how it is, if you will not have another plan how to get better, you will stay the same. You cannot expect to have different result with the same strategy, correct? That's why you need to apply my strategy. So, I want to give a little bit of my examples when it comes to my experience of how I fulfilled my human needs after the breakup, what I adjusted in my life, that I started to feel comfortable, that I started to feel good when being single. And what is actually important here to understand is that you don't have to and you shouldn't be in a new relationship after your last one ended. You should focus on being comfortable when being single and when being with yourself. All right. So now I'm talking about replanning your six human needs. Now, why it is important to replan your six human needs is to reach the goal of actually feeling comfortable when being on your own, when being single, especially after the breakup. What is very unhealthy is after relationship to dive into depression and to do nothing. What is very bad after the breakup is to start for looking for a new relationship. You need to heal and you need to start being okay with yourself first before enrolling into healthy new relationship. Unless you want any relationship, then it doesn't matter. But if you're serious about committing to serious relationship, if you're serious about having a good normal partner next to you, forming a good relationship, working on this relationship, you need to learn to be single, to be okay with yourself. You cannot expect some kind of person to come into your life and to make you feel good. That's obsession, that's big attachment. A lot of people are doing that. I was the one also who was looking for relationships because I was not comfortable with myself. I felt lonely, not needed, lack of love, and so on, and I needed a person to justify me. But only when I healed myself, only when I got stronger into self love, into feeling okay when being single. I didn't want to stay single, but I needed to stay single so that I would feel comfortable, so I would have a chance to form a healthy love relationship, not just any relationship. So that's why it's very important. Now, what I did to stay comfortable, happy, successful, and fulfilled when being single. So first of all, when it comes to certainty, I enrolled to many courses. I bought many books. I like to learn, and I strengthened this area of mine. So I was learning every day. I was learning for 30 minutes before I go to job. I was learning during even breaks at work, and the evening for sure from 1 to 4 hours. I was learning online courses, books, everything. So I was certain that I am getting the knowledge. I was certain that I am growing. I was certain that I'm kind of even communicating with someone with these online coaches. Now, another thing what I did is that I decided, because of one of the courses, I decided that one of my goals every day will be to spread love to everyone. And I was certain that I am spreading love. And what is beautiful after doing this for so many days, for quite some years already, what I can say is that when you spread love, you get more love. What you energize, what you spread, that's what you get in turn. And this was beautiful. I was not expecting that. Now I understand it, that energy is what you give, that's what you receive. But generally speaking, it was helpful for my need of the certainty. And I was spreading love in very different ways. I was trying to compliment someone, to help someone, to appreciate someone directly, not hide what I think about the person from the good side, even though even if it was repeating. But if I had no chance of doing that, I was trying to spread love by not even interacting with people. Like I was driving a car and someone needed to repark to different line. I was letting that car go. Or when I was going to, let's say, a shop or someone, I was, let's say, picking up a person and in my mind wishing good day, wishing good life, wishing great memories. Or if I didn't get out of my house at all, I was sitting, meditating, and imagining that I have this energy that just spreads love to all my neighbors, all my city, country, region, and then the whole world. So spreading love really helped for me. And now the last thing what I did is that I had established new daily routines, like meditation, cold showers, learning routines, journaling routines, dishes cleaning. So really lots of daily routines to fulfill my certainty. Now, in terms of variety, I started to cook different foods, different diets. I started to change my style when it comes to my appearance. So I was experimenting with my makeup, with my clothes, with my hair, and that's what you see a lot of people do after the breakup. But this fulfills the need for variety, which is fine. And actually, this is not what I did, but a lot of clients found it very beneficial. Is that they tried to use at home different candles and different perfumes to fulfill that need for variety. Um, Now, when it comes to significance, I actually at that time started YouTube channel because one of my issues was in my head more than actual, but rather I was overweight, and I wanted to release my extra weight. So I started YouTube channel of my journey to release weight. I think you can still access it. It's very funny, but I was feeling significant talking to someone, and people were watching my videos. Now, another thing what I did is that I started to journal every day, and every day I was mentioning points where I am achieving something. I was listing out my achievements. And these achievements were from I made great haircut today, to I made great salad today, to big things like achievements with my let's say relationships with parents or at work, or so on. So everyday achievements, and that's why I felt significant, because I felt great every day. And what helped for my clients to reach significance is actually not by really doing anything about it, but more of notifying what you are already good at, because they were great at so many things. They were just not pinpointing that, this is where I'm good at, this is where I'm good at. But after this exercise, I was like, okay, so you have no time of introducing something into fulfilling your human need. Notify where you're great, especially when it comes to your job. By the way, I will share the slide that I'm talking from, because it will be helpful for you too. Right. Now, let me drink a tea. Right. Now, for the human need connection is I started to talk with my parents every day, which I was never practicing before. I was calling for them like once a week, once at 2 weeks, and I started to talk with them every day. And I started to do different events with my friends. Now, when it comes to growth, I actually mentioned this already. It satisfied two of my needs. So I started to journal, I started new habits such as meditation, and I was watching lots of courses. And when it comes to contribution, I was sharing learnings on my YouTube channel. So I shot one. How did they say? I shot one rabbit at. I shot two rabbits in one shot, something like that. Whatever. I was empowering friends, and one thing, big thing, what I did in that period is that I was coaching my dad how to quit alcohol, which was a big problem for many years. I was there for him, and then I helped him to go through. So I really felt that I'm contributing a lot. And now I once again want you to stop the video after I finish explaining, and try to think of what can you do to make your current need to be 10. What can you do? You can use my examples, but generally people are pretty creative in this. And one tip what I have for you is that these things, they don't need to be big. You don't need to be learning for 4 hours every day to fulfill two of your needs. It really is. It can be something as super simple. For example, variety. It can be, I don't know, having different napkins on your table every day. Doesn't cost much. Doesn't take much time. When it comes to connection, you don't need to look for new friends or something. Maybe you need to go to, I don't know, shopping mall more often, just to be around the people, not necessarily talk with them. So it you don't need to plan something super big. It can be as little things, uh, but still you need to think them through and plan them through. So I want that you would stop now and choose at least one category where you want to replan your human needs, and replan your human needs, and I will be waiting for you here. Alrighty. see that you are watching me, but you are not joined in the channel of actually where you are able to communicate with me. So I would really like to give you an opportunity to share or to ask questions of maybe more ideas or something when it comes to these human needs. But because you chose to watch it um, not on the live platform, that's fine. But I would be interacting with you. But since you're not, that is really okay and not a problem for me. I have one thing to share. Now, this thing is called online course, 5 stages process from breakup to the perfect relationship. It is my newly constructed course from my all life experience, from my all life education, because I was obsessed of going through after the breakup successfully with me to actually meet my perfect man. And now I am in perfect marriage. I have and I found and I attracted that perfect man, but it was no luck. It was lots of work. It was lots of education, lots of trials, errors, and I want that as many people as possible would actually not only let go, break up, and stop feeling the pain of the breakup, or not only be comfortable when being single. I want that as many people would find their love as soon as possible. I don't want that people would go 10, 15, 20 years into dating and meeting a person, then breaking up, meeting a person, breaking up, and collecting learnings bit by bit. There is a system. I created a system. I know it works every time. I want that people would save their time, would save the struggle, because it's not enough to break up, be okay-ish when being single, and then enroll into a new relationship and expect everything will be healthy and fine. No, there's lots of things you need to do before meeting your potential perfect partner, and perfect partnership exists because I am in one and I know how to make one. But you really need to put some work before on with yourself, and this is all of the work that you need to do step by step, very simple. 25 video lessons, I think with bonuses it's like 30 lessons. Lessons are up to 30 minutes, so really every day 30 minutes with all of the exercises. In 1 month you can be ready to attract your perfect relationship. You don't need 10 years for that. This is so simple. I want you to be happy. I want to choose yourself. I want you to be in love relationship instead of hurdle of meeting and breaking up, meeting and breaking up. I want you to enjoy that perfect love. This is amazing to enjoy perfect right partnership, and this course is the key for you to find one. Now, what all of this course includes? It's not only lessons, but also I am joining every week for weekly live to answer all the questions, specific, generalized, doesn't matter, for easy for your smoother process from breakup to perfect relationship. So you have direct access to me. I mean, this usually doesn't happen in courses, but in my course, you have access to me because I care. I want you to succeed. And I know it takes different questions sometimes, not only the material in the class. Usually it's enough, but people usually need confirmations and so on, and different aspects, different thoughts, and that's fine. I care. I am there for you. I know that you will succeed with me. Now, another thing what I'm including is after you complete the course, I will be having with you private post course coaching calls to follow up with you and advise you and be there for you when it comes to actually looking for that perfect relationship already. Now, this is not the end, can you believe? Now, this course also includes 40 pages workbook with bonuses. So pretty much you just need to open workbook, listen to the lesson, and just do. That's it. That is so simple. That is so simple, step by step, guys. But if it's simple, it doesn't mean it's not effective. It's very, very working. very, very well, because I'm not this person who is talking 10 hours and telling one thing. I'm straight to the point person. So even if it's 30 minutes lesson, trust me, it is worth it. It is working. It's very compact. I took lots of years to realize this formula. And now I realize that I presented you in the simplest form possible. And last thing is that you are getting private community and access to me, which I mentioned before. So generally, because you are watching this conference, because you are attending, because you care, because you show big interest, I really want to give you specific offer, which usually I don't give such offers. But I really want that you would succeed. So I am giving 50% discount on this course with the code single conference 50. You can see it on the screen, and around you will see the link where is where to learn more and get the course. But this discount is valid until January 23rd only. So at the time I'm doing live, it's like few days to actually think through, ask questions if you have, and get the course. Now a little bit more about it. This course has many main objective is to go from breakup to perfect relationship, obviously. But if talking about a bit more specific objectives, it's it makes this course makes you to be healed and feel comfortable when being alone after one of the stages of the course. And now in this challenge we are talking part of this material, but this is really rocks what we've covered so far. Course is so much more extensive and so much more step by step. Now another objective is that after the course you will start to feel okay with your past relationship and you will have 100% closure. But it's not it. You will understand what kind of relationship you want. The worst thing you can do is go to dating app or meet a person and don't know what you want. How universe can send you your perfect partner if you don't know what your perfect partner looks like, feels like, and is like? Going with the flow, it's such a bullshit strategy. You need to know what you want to attract, and this course helps you to cover that 100%. And lastly, the objective of this course is to make you ready to be on a successful path to actually attract perfect partner. I mean, what else can you ask, really? And this 5 stages process is called Glory. So it's about getting ready to attract perfect relationship, learning from your past and current situations, describing one love to people. What is that exactly? Release your past relationship, and then you have it is all about preparing yourself to attract the perfect partnership. This course, it really includes lots of action spaces. So after the course, you will get personalized impact that works only for you, only for you. And that's it. Thank you so much for today. If you have any questions, drop me. Remember, this discount is valid only until January 23rd. Thank you so much for being today with me. It was a pleasure. And see you tomorrow, same time, for the last day of the conference.